What is going on YouTube? So today I'm going to be going over GameStop and AMC stock and why I believe we're about to get another massive move over the next couple of trading days. But before I do get into why I believe that, make sure to go down and subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, because I do update you guys on GameStop and AMC stock every single day. So today was a red day for both GameStop and AMC. About 10 million shares traded for GameStop, down 0.5%, and AMC was down about 0.5% at 397 as well. 11 million shares traded for AMC. So not too much movement from GameStop and AMC, but some interesting things have happened over the past 2 days, and we are going to be going over them right now. GameStop has really been consolidating for 3 days now at this $32 level, and it has almost made another bull flag over the past 7 trading days. As you guys see here, we have this bull flag on these 4 green trading days leading up to Roaring Kitty's post, where we hit a high of $34.37. We have this level of consolidation here at $32, which is absolutely insane. This used to be a huge level of resistance here at $32, and now we're just chilling at $32. It looks like $32 is the new support level, and GameStop really does look like going into 2025 it is going to have some massive moves, guys. Today they announced that on January 9th they are going to close the stock market. The stock market is going to be closed, which normally never happens, but because Jimmy Carter died, now the stock market is all of a sudden closed on January 9th. I really believe this is linked to Roaring Kitty's memes. It might sound crazy, but that's just really it. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, even like about a month ago, we were going over this giant cup and handle that had formed a giant bull flag. And guess what happened after this giant cup and handle and this giant bull flag? GameStop made another high past $34. And now we're chilling at our old resistance. It is freaking huge. I mean, at this point in time, GameStop is really setting up for a huge gamma squeeze. And I still do believe AMC is going to follow alongside it. We did make a lower low today at $3.87. It was down about 2 or 3% in the morning, but that did get bought up. And I actually like that we did have a lower low here for AMC at 387 because it confirmed this falling wedge pattern. Now, if we would have went straight sideways, like if we would have stayed trading above $4, it would have been like, okay, you know, it might be a bearish flag. A bearish flag is basically the opposite of a bullish flag. But since we made this lower low, it really does look like a falling wedge pattern. So if we do break up past $4.10 or $4.20, it will confirm a breakout out of this falling wedge, and we will be looking to go back to $5, possibly higher, when GameStop does get this explosive move. Just like back in May. I mean, it's almost the exact same thing. Guys, back here, GameStop was up 70% from its low, and I've went over this, you know, a couple of times already. At that same point in time when GameStop was up over 70%, AMC was red. From $3.50, it crashed all the way back to $2.90, which it was pretty down bad. You know, it was red while GameStop was up 70%. But like I've been saying, AMC tends to gap up into any squeeze that happens, especially after the reverse split. Well, GameStop normally has an uptrend before the squeeze. Guess what? This uptrend is like 10 times bigger, probably 20 times bigger than May. I mean, it has been an uptrend ever since the Roaring Kitty filing came out that he sold all his Chewy, which was back on National Cat Day back in October. It's already about to be 2025, and GameStop has been in an uptrend for a freaking long time. I believe this squeeze is going to be bigger for both AMC and GameStop. I think it's going to be bigger than in May, and I think it's going to be bigger than January of 2021. It is going to break history once again. In my last video, I did go over FFIE. I was into some call options for FFIE. I did take a little bit of profit. Sadly, it's up another 23% in after hours, and in the past week, it's up almost 300%. Back on May 14th was when the squeeze started for FFIE. It ran up from $1 all the way to $150, and people got so rich off this stock. Now you can play options in this stock, and I mean, just off this little move, I saw some options go up almost 100x. So if you would have put in just $10, some of the call options are only worth $1. Now they're worth 100. If we bring up the RSI right now, is really over 70. And something that I learned from Jackie Letitz, he went over it on X, you know, when you see the RSI above 70, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's overbought and you should start loading into puts. This means that people are buying the stock like crazy, which is going to send it higher. If we look at GameStop, every time that we go up or we have some freaking squeezy move, the RSI is above 70. So it is really a good thing to see the RSI above 70. If you're seeing that, it means there's a lot of buying pressure on the stock. But from my FFIE calls, I did load into some LSPN calls thanks to Jackie Letitz. Once again, he posted it on X. He said to keep an eye on this stock. I saw it at $1 in the morning. It was trading at 99 cents. And that's when I loaded into a bunch of LPSN calls. I mean, we got this double bottom here at 76 cents. It's really just been making higher highs and higher lows the past couple of months. And the daily RSI is also above 70 right now. So I really am expecting a squeeze from LPSN, and with that profit, I am going to be buying some GameStop calls tomorrow and some AMC calls tomorrow. You know, going back to GameStop and AMC stock, because I do believe these are the squeeze plays at the end of the day. For 2025 in January, GameStop and AMC. Obviously, there's a bunch of other stocks you can make money from, and I'm still investing into other stocks, making plays, but all that profit is going into GameStop and AMC. And honestly, this week, tomorrow, I am looking to place some GameStop weekly calls. I really might buy some $40 calls expiring this week because I believe Roaring Kitty is going to post something crazy this New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. Who freaking knows? This guy said, check this out. The way I was able to accurately predict that Roaring Kitty would post on December 25th was because of the original Time magazine cover I found from 2006 using the official release date seen on the upper left corner. Notice the runtime December 25th to January 1st. I believe we see what's in the box on New Year's Day at 12 a.m. Also, the last post Roaring Kitty did in 2020 was on New Year's Eve, and the one prior was December 25th of 2020. Let's go out with a bang. I also believe we may be looking at the 109 for a 20 wrong. What if the 109 is actually 69 because it's the total amount in seconds, then using flip mode, and it potentially becomes a price target of $420.69. Just a thought. So this is absolutely insane. Back in 2020, Roaring Kitty made a post on December 25th on Christmas, and then on New Year's Eve, he made a post. The stock market is going to be closed again on New Year's Day, I believe, but just imagine the countdown to 2025, right at 12 a.m., right when it hits 2025, Roaring Kitty makes a post. Who knows what's in the box? It's maybe a wild card. I don't freaking know. But I do believe he's going to come back. This New Year's Day or New Year's Eve, I believe Roaring Kitty is going to come back. He might not, but I am going to bet on it by buying GameStop weekly calls. Because if he does make a post, we already saw what happened back on Christmas Day. I made over 300% profit on my GameStop weekly calls last week, and I plan on doing it again. So tomorrow I am going to be buying some weekly calls for GameStop. And I am loaded into a bunch of AMC calls expiring on January 17th because I believe AMC is going to explode alongside GameStop. I made this post on Twitter. Make sure to go follow me on Twitter. I will be posting the weekly calls for GameStop and AMC that I buy tomorrow. But I said AMC is currently in a bullish falling wedge pattern, a breakback to $4.20, and we are blasting off alongside GameStop. So these are two different falling wedge chart patterns. AMC is looking like the one on the right. AMC has been in a downtrend ever since the dilution. But to confirm this falling wedge, all we need is a break past $4.10 or $4.20. And we're going to freaking blast off. Compare that falling wedge to this one. It really does look the same. So I've went over a couple times how Greg could possibly be Roaring Kitty. Back on December 19th, he said it's time with a picture of Jimmy Carter. And like I said earlier, Biden has declared January 9th the National Day of Mourning for Jimmy Carter. Jimmy. I mean, is his name GME Carter or Jimmy Carter? I mean, this is freaking unreal. Also, I don't know how Jimmy Carter has anything to do with the stock market, and it really doesn't make sense for his passing to close the stock market on 109. Obviously, RIP to Jimmy Carter, but I mean, come on now. I mean, this is freaking insane. They could have made it January 10th. They could have made it January 8th. They probably could have made it this week, if anything. But no, they had to do it on January 9th. I mean, it's strange. It is really, really strange. White Rabbit said, notice how the video is also paused on 109. So maybe we're going to be in some freaking movie where GameStop's just squeezing all the way to $1,000. And obviously on January 9th, it's just paused because the stock market's closed. And then the next day on January 10th, it just freaking continues the squeeze. It's going to be insane. Obviously, none of this is financial advice, but it doesn't end there. If you go on Google and you look up Time Cover Volume 109, Jimmy Carter was Man of the Year. If you look up time cover volume 109, Jimmy Carter is the cover. I mean, talk about tinfoil. I'm trying to stop with the tinfoil here, guys, but it's getting freaking too deep. It is getting way too deep, and I don't know if everything's connected. I don't know if Roaring Kitty could see the future, or what the frick, is he a time traveler? I don't know, guys, but we really are on the verge of something huge. And obviously, you know, you could look at it one way or the other. You could be the person that's like getting clear signs like, yes, we're having a recall of what happened in 2021, or you could say, you know what, it's all a conspiracy theory, it's not real, I'm gonna go put my money in Tesla, I'm gonna go put my money in Nvidia. I'm not saying it's a terrible investment, but I'm saying if you want to make money on a short squeeze play, which I think is almost guaranteed to happen, obviously, once again, not financial advice, I mean, this is it. This is it. It is right in front of our eyes, guys. A repeat of May, a repeat of 2021. GameStop is up over 70% from its low. AMC is red, once again, still trading at $4. What happened back in May? We already talked about it, guys. But that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did make it to the end of the video and you haven't subscribed yet, what the heck are you guys doing? Make sure to go down and subscribe. I still have no idea why they chose January 9th to close the stock market. But looking at everything that we just went over, it really does look like it's connected to Roaring Kitty's memes. Which sounds crazy. Biden is making calls in the White House. I don't even know if it's him making the calls. More than likely not. But whoever is making the calls said on January 9th, we need to find a reason to close the stock market. And what do you know? Jimmy Carter passed away at age 100. And supposedly now it's a day for mourning of Jimmy Carter. You know, I wasn't even alive when he was the president. So what the frick? You know, just open the market. But I guess whatever happens, happens. I really do believe Roaring Kitty is coming back this New Year's Day. I'm going to bet some money on it. Buy some weekly GameStop calls. Extremely risky. Do not follow me in whatever I do. I'm just a gambling addict. But if you want to see my GameStop weekly calls that I do buy, I will be posting them on X. I do have the link in the description down below, so make sure to go follow me on X. I will keep you guys updated on what happens with GameStop and AMC stock, so make sure to stay tuned on my channel. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. As y'all know, I'm buying the dip.
Here we go, come on, push it, buying the dip, here we go.